thank you for joining me this evening. The time is currently 7:48 Central, 6:48 Mountain, and you have a live look at a severe thunderstorm currently impacting portions of Oklahoma and Texas. This severe thunderstorm is capable of producing 1-inch in diameter hail, that being quarter-sized hail, and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. If you're included in this warning, make sure to move indoors immediately. This is for portions of southwestern Texas County in the Oklahoma Panhandle, southeastern Cimarron County in the Oklahoma Panhandle, and north central Sherman County in the Texas Panhandle here. This is off to the north and the west of Texahoma at the minute. This is going to sweep through Texahoma with some gusty winds and small hail likely, but again, the most of the action here is going to stay off to the west of Texahoma. It's going to cross Highway 54 relatively soon here and cross into Texas relatively soon here, actually. Right now, I mean, guys, it's really just in an open field, kind of in the middle of nowhere. I would also like to point out, we do have a storm closer to San Angelo that is special weather statement warned. This is for 40-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail. It would not surprise me if we did have a little bit hail that was bigger than that. If we take a look at the vertically integrated liquid, we do see quite a bit of a hail signature there off to the east of Tankersley. It's nothing crazy, but if we take it back a few scans, we can see it was pretty intense there southwest of San Angelo earlier. Definitely dropped some half-sized hail in a couple of spots most likely. So pretty interesting stuff going on there right now. Again, that's going to go to the south of San Angelo here near Bern and Pecan Station. It's going to cross over Highway 277, so if you're in that area, again, make sure that you are getting indoors. That is a very strong thunderstorm there. We do have some ongoing flash flooding in East Texas at the moment, and unfortunately, these areas are continuing to get slammed by heavy thunderstorms. Areas like Nacogdoches, Lufkin, Jasper, San Augustine, you guys really should not be driving right now. Again, you're under a flash flood warning. Flooded roadways could occur at any time, all right? Now, we do actually currently have 12 special weather statements across the United States. And guys, these stretch all the way from Texas back into like Wisconsin here, all right? So we do have a few dying storms out here in southeastern Wisconsin, especially like this one south of Burlington. This one's going to be capable of producing 50-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail. That just moved to the south of Lake Geneva. It's going to move towards Genoa City, cross over Highway 12, then go towards the Twin Lakes area there. So again, if you're included in that warning, make sure that you're getting indoors. And then also, we have a storm out here in eastern Iowa that's actually on the stronger side of things, definitely producing some heavy rainfall, wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, and pea-sized hail. That's off to the northwest of Monticello, okay? So those aren't the only storms we have, all right? We got one in South Dakota here that's special weather statement warned, all right? This one's actually more of a shower that's going to be producing some strong thunderstorm risks. It's going to bring the threats force 50-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. But again, in terms of its actual rainfall, it's not going to be anything crazy. And the lightning production is there, but it's not anything insane. But again, if you're in that warning, make sure that you are moving indoors. And then again, we have a couple out here in Nebraska. This one is an extension. This is for 50-mile-per-hour winds and pea-sized hail. It was originally warned for 50-mile-per-hour winds and pea-sized hail as well. Right now, that's to the southwest of Arthur, moving towards Martin, Ogallala. It's going to cross over Interstate 80 there, head towards the west of Paxton area. Got a special weather statement warning storm here in Colorado. This is the south of Fort Collins, all right? This is near Loveland at the moment. It's heading south towards Meade. Currently warned for 40-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch in diameter hail. We got some special weather statement warning storms out here in Kansas. Actually, quite a few out here in Kansas. We got one of the southwest of Derby near the Conway Springs area for 50-mile-per-hour winds and pea-sized hail and torrential rainfall as well. Got a couple out here in western Kansas. This one to the north of Garden City near Dighton is capable of producing 50-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail. And then this one along Interstate 70 at the moment is currently producing some 40-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. And the Greenfield Fire Department also reported street flooding with this storm, okay? So if you're in that area, look out for that. We did just get a new special weather statement. That's an extension for our one that just moved through the Scott City, Dighton area. Or is moving through Dighton right now, I should say. Now, areas like Garden City are included in this. This is warned for 40-mile-per-hour winds currently. This was originally warned for 50-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail. So it is kind of taking things down a notch. It also no longer is producing torrential rainfall, but still some heavy rainfall possible there. We got a couple of storms out here in Nebraska. Actually, I already covered these. We have some down here in Oklahoma. We have one down here in the Elk City area at the minute that's relatively intense. This one is currently warned for 40-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail, so that's going to kind of ride Interstate 40 there. Again, currently that is near the Elk City area. Let's take a look at some of our Texas storms that are special weather statement warned. This one off to the east of Sunray is currently warned for some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-inch in diameter hail. One north of Groover is currently warned for 50-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail as well. So, I mean, guys, it really is the special weather statement outbreak at the moment. We could actually bring up some live cams here from around the country. We'll bring up our one here from Killeen, Texas. It's actually got a live look at a storm currently not moving through Killeen, but near it, I do believe. Actually, never mind. I was wrong about that. It's looking off to the northeast, so it's kind of just looking at some showers actually out here up in east central Texas. But yeah, we can definitely see if any convection pops up there. We'll obviously want to have that camera up. Let's see here. What other cams could we use? Might as well use this one here in south central Louisiana. This is in the Broward area. This actually got an amazing shot of a storm rolling through earlier. It was beautiful. Now it's kind of looking off here. Let's see. It's looking off to the northeast. So it is currently looking at some showers and thunderstorms in southeast Louisiana and southwest Mississippi. Let's see. What are some other good ones? And then finally we'll bring up Jackson, Mississippi here. This is looking off to the northeast at some showers kind of right in the middle of a heavy, or not heavy, but moderate rainfall event right now. So those are the three camps we're going to bring up. I can't tell if that's paused or not. We'll forget about that one. Let's try to find one in a better spot. We do have this one in south central Wisconsin. Not sure what way that's facing, though. I don't know. We'll just have two cams up at the minute. But let's go ahead and focus here on our severe thunderstorm. Once again, this is currently the only severe thunderstorm warning we have for a storm near Texoma, right along Highway 54 at the minute, or close to it, rather. It's going to be crossing Highway 54 relatively soon, I should say. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and pull up stream chat, so if anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below. I'll try to answer them accurately and honestly. But yeah. Once again, we're kind of just chilling here at the minute. Again, this is currently the only severe thunderstorm that we have capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. If we take a look at the vertically integrated liquid, we can see there's definitely some sort of hail signature there. Kind of scattered across the place. We could have small to medium and isolated large-sized hail in the far western portion of the Oklahoma Panhandle right now, or kind of just the central portion of the Oklahoma Panhandle right now in Texas County. But yeah. Let's see here. If we take it actually back a few scans on the vertically integrated liquid, we can see it was even more intense. This was around the time it got severe warned. Typically when we have those pink colors, that indicates some larger hail, large enough to be 1 inch in diameter, which is severe limit hail. So that's kind of whenever the warning was issued. You can kind of see the warning box started there. Since then, the hail cores kind of died out. This also does have a warning for damaging winds on it. For the most part, though, I think those winds are going to stay on the gustier side of things rather than, damaging winds. But I wouldn't rule out an isolated 50 to 60 mile per hour gust. So they have the 60 mile per hour wind tag on that storm at the moment. Let's look higher up into the atmosphere here on the velocities. Just kind of a messy radar zone. We're kind of in a bit of a radar hole. Currently, the storm's in the Oklahoma Panhandle, but there's no radar sites here, so we have to look at the one in the Texas Panhandle to see this really well. And even here, we can't see it that well. Let's see. Let's kind of check up on some of our other storms really quickly. Nothing crazy, it doesn't look like here. Fun fact, we have not had a single tornado warning today. Today, we had some landspouts out in the west, but today was kind of a nothing burger in terms of an actual, tornado threat. Usually whenever you have a 5% tornado risk, we get something, at least a warning, but we didn't get anything today. We got a few severe thunderstorm warnings with a tornado possible tag on it, but no actual tornado warnings. In fact, I think we only had one tornado possible tag, severe thunderstorm warning. The SPC will release a new update in about 3 minutes, but there are quite a few decisions to be made with this, so it would not surprise me if it did take them a little bit longer than usual. They've been a little bit behind today anyway. But yeah, there were actually multiple landspouts today. Some of which actually being pretty recent, it looks like. Some of our storms here in the the Oklahoma Panhandle actually fired off a landspout earlier, landspout or two. We had a landspout come out of Colorado today, a landspout come out of Nebraska. No reports of damage yet. Again, it's kind of just a landspout outbreak at this point, honestly. But I would not rule out a few more isolated landspouts for the rest of the night. If you don't know what a landspout is, it's basically a less damaging version of a tornado. A landspout technically is a tornado, but they usually lie in the EF0 to EF1 range. It's very rare that we get an EF2 plus landspout. That would be considered a strong tornado. Strong tornado damage is EF2 damage, so it's very rare that we get that from a landspout. It's usually either EF0 or EF1. We did have some tennis ball-sized hail today. The hail and wind did not undersell, right? We definitely had some big-time hail today in Louisiana. We got multiple reports of tennis ball-sized hail. Lots of cool photos and videos out of that I saw. Got some wind damage. We got trampolines flipped, power poles bent, barns destroyed. A lot of this is coming out of Louisiana, you guys. We did have a warning or two for 70-mile-per-hour winds earlier in Louisiana today. So we do have quite a bit of damage in parts of, especially like western Louisiana, I do believe, and like central and southern Louisiana. The eastern portion of the state, I do believe, is fine. If we take a look at the power outage map, we can see that we currently have about 5,000 customers in Louisiana without power. Got about 8,000 customers in Texas without power, about 400 customers in Oklahoma without power, but you got to remember, Oklahoma's a small state. Kansas currently has about 200 people without power, but again, that's a very small state. Colorado's got about 2,000 customers without power. Nebraska's got about 2,000 without power. We've got Wisconsin sitting at about 600. For the most part, the storms in Wisconsin have been strong today, but we did have quite a few severe ones as well. By the way, new special weather statement for a storm in Wisconsin heading towards Kenosha now. This is going to be in effect for the next hour. 50-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail associated with this storm, right? Again, it's not that heavy rainfall that's going to get you, or the lightning even. It's going to be the wind and the hail that are going to surprise you. So if you're in Kenosha, make sure that, again, you are moving indoors, taking the proper precautions. It's not going to be anything crazy, but it will be an interesting storm, to say the least. Let's kind of track this out when this is going to get to you. Actually, I did not check how fast it was moving. 35 miles per hour. Let's see how long it's going to take for it to get to Kenosha specifically. Dang it. Well, shoot. I'm trying. I accidentally have this stupid special weather statement thing pulled up. Alright, so the Kenosha area in particular, 35, not 50. You guys are going to have about 24 minutes until this gets to you. South Kenosha, you've got about 28 minutes. Somers, you got about 23 minutes. Truesdale's going to be in about 22 minutes. Not a lot of towns, but Kenosha's obviously huge. We got about 133,000 people in the direct path of this. So again, guys, this is going to be a decent-sized storm. Again, it's not going to be anything crazy. I don't want to make anybody scared. There's no need to, take shelter or anything, but it's definitely going to be a stronger storm, capable of producing gusty winds and small hail. But again, no reason to be scared. Just, get indoors, and you'll be fine. If you have any plants outside, make sure to bring those in, but any loose objects, maybe bring them in. That's the only thing I can think of, though, that would actually be a problem with a storm like that, other than, it just being nasty outside, but probably not too many people that are going to be heading outside at this hour anyway, unless you have, the night shift, maybe, or the evening shift. Let's see here. Check up on our severe thunderstorm moving through parts of Oklahoma and Texas. Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of really just like in an open field right now. If we take a look at the population of this warning box, I'm sure it's going to be absolutely nothing. Let's see here. Yeah, there are... Oh, wait. That is the incorrect one. But, hold on. Yeah, there are 149 people included in this severe thunderstorm running at the minute. Barely any at all. So if you're one of the odd 149, 150 people watching this, included in this warning, again, make sure that you are currently moving indoors. Again, no need to, like, take shelter or anything, but it's going to be a pretty big storm here. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Texas County in the panhandle of Oklahoma, southeastern Cimarron County in the panhandle of Oklahoma, and north central Sherman County in the panhandle of Texas. Again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning. Large hail and damaging winds are currently associated with that storm there. Let's see here. We have a couple of stronger storms currently moving over Lake Michigan here, actually, capable of producing some large hail, or small hail. The reason it looks like large hail from here is because of the distance we are from the radar site, so it's looking higher up into the atmosphere. If we take a look at one closer, I mean, it's still kind of far away, but, I mean, that is some decently large hail, actually, though. And that's currently over Lake Michigan. Should probably get, like, a special marine warning out or something for that, because that's definitely doing some gusty winds and small hail at the very least. Measuring about 55, 56 mile per hour gust there. That is about half a degree into the atmosphere, but surface winds could still, be 40 to 45 miles per hour with that, about 30 to 35 knots, which are enough to cause some problems for some smaller crafts, create some higher waves. This may actually get severe warned as it heads into Michigan. It is looking relatively intense, but again, part of that is because of our distance from the radar site. It may not be quite as bad as it looks. In fact, it's almost certainly not, but still probably going to be a pretty big storm for anybody that gets hit by it. But again, no reason to be scared as long as you're prepared, as I like to say over here. I know a lot of people just say don't be scared, be prepared. So I had to put a little twist on it. No reason to be scared as long as you're prepared. I mean, you're saying the same thing, but it's using different words, so. Our storm that is currently moving through the San Angelo area, again, to the south of San Angelo, is the current area of concern. Again, it's nothing too intense, really not an area of concern, just kind of an area that we are watching for some potential intensification here. But, I mean, these storms are mainly outflow dominant, so nothing is really going to pop off with these, most likely. This slight risk very much underperformed today. This one was a huge nothing burger. This one was not a nothing burger, and this one was somewhat of a nothing burger. So, I mean, it was, it kind of depended on where you're at today, but the severe weather was a bust for a few people, and it was pretty intense for a few people, so. Just depends. Yeah, the SPC is 5 minutes late with that new update, but that does not surprise me, because, again, there are a lot of decisions to be made this time around, you guys, and by the way, that storm I mentioned earlier did just get a special marine warning. The National Weather Service has issued a special marine warning. The National Weather Service in Grand Rapids has issued a special marine warning for near shore and open waters from Pentwater to Manistee, Michigan. At 9:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8:05 Central, a strong thunderstorm was located. 14. What does NM stand for? I should really know that. What does that stand for? I'm trying to think. What would that... I looked it up, and it's saying nanometer. That's not what that is. Anyway, this is moving towards parts of west central Michigan. The threats with this are 34 knots or greater winds, about 40 miles per hour, and some small hail. So again, kind of like I mentioned, 34 knots is about 40 miles per hour. And then again, at the very least, some small hail associated with this storm, but it could even be large hail at times if I had to guess. Small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Precautionary/preparedness action. Make sure to move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes. Again, I do believe that'll get at the very least, a special weather statement as that moves onshore. It kind of depends if it's going to get severe warning or not based on how it performs over waters there for a little bit. It's kind of going to have to survive a while, and this is a relatively decent environment for that to do it in, but I don't know. We'd have some sort of rotation here on our storm, actually. Now entering the Texas Panhandle. It's officially crossing into the Texas Panhandle for the most part here. There's your hook echo. And again, on the velocities, it does look like it has a decent couplet. Again, part of that's because we're so far away from the radar site. We're in the far northern Texas Panhandle, and we have to look at the central Texas Panhandle radar. So it has to look higher up into the atmosphere here to see this. But, I mean, you can definitely see there's some form of velocity couplet there. And then also, once again, there's actually a pretty decent hook echo. And those lights on the browser Louisiana cam just turned on. They're bright. Makes the city look nice, though, for sure. So, again, right now, there's your area rotation if we do have one. There's a pretty defined area of inflow with that storm, which can lead to rotation development. Well, I'd be watching for a new severe warning to get issued for this any minute as it's starting to move out of the polygon and it's starting to intensify. This could include areas east of Stratford, areas like Stevens along Highway 54. Again, this is a pretty intense storm, honestly. It's definitely getting stronger at the very least. So, yeah. So once again, if you are included in that warning or areas to the south of that now, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. Again, large to very large hail, damaging to destructive winds, and then also a possible tornado are associated with that storm at the moment. Again, there's no reason to panic or take shelter yet, but I'm just kind of, letting you guys know that this is coming in and it could intensify to the point where that may be something you have to prepare to do. Again, guys, get ready for this. This is a decently rotating storm. Again, it's not as bad as it looks. It looks super intense. I don't know what I was doing there. It looks super intense because of how far we are away from the radar site, but I promise you it's not quite as bad as it looks. But I was on the fence for a while if that was even just rotation at all. But no, it's definitely some form of rotation there. At the very least, a landspout could be possible with this storm here. Once I kind of realized that it had been there for a while and it matches up with our area of what I thought was inflow, that's kind of whenever I was like, yeah, that's some sort of rotation there. It looks a little bit weaker on this newest scan, but this could just be a bad scan for it. So again, you got to look out for this storm. Again, areas in between Texahoma and Stratford along Highway 55, or 54 rather. Make sure to get ready for this severe thunderstorm warning to come in. If you're in that area in between Texahoma and Stratford, again, make sure you are getting off the highway at the moment. Semis could easily tip over in those winds, and your cars could get damaged from that kind of large hail activity. So look out for that. I do believe we did just get the SPC update, unless I'm incorrect, which I probably am. I actually don't think it's in yet. Oh, it is in. I doubt it's updated yet on Radar Omega, though. It hasn't even updated on the SPC website. But it came in 3 minutes ago, so we're just going to have to wait a couple more minutes for it to update on the Storm Prediction Center's page. But yeah. Again, there it is, you guys. There's your velocity couplet at the moment. Again, don't know what that circle was. I don't know, the other time I was just yapping and I was just going, wee, wee, wee. Okay, I'm not really seeing any rotation anymore. And now I'm on the fence again of whether or not that was actually a rotation. Unless it's moved all the way down here to the south, that could be it. This area could be taking over in terms of rotation near Stevens now. I don't know. Yeah, it's a very large storm. They're producing large hail and damaging winds at the very least, and maybe some isolated rotation there as well possible. So yeah, look out for that. And our storm here near San Angelo, it's decently strong, but it is on the weakening trend here. If we take a look at the vertically integrated liquid, we can see there's nowhere near as big of a signature as we had earlier. This was kind of when the special weather statement was issued, and at this point it's all the way down to this. Not even any darker orange colors in there anymore. So yeah. So again, there's your area of inflow and possible rotation right over Stevens right now in the far northern portion of the Texas Panhandle at the moment. Le momente. I think we're gonna end off the stream here since that's really the only storm at the minute, and it's debatable on if that's even, gonna do anything. So we're gonna end off the stream here again. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be live again tomorrow. Tomorrow's actually looking like it's gonna be a pretty big severe weather outbreak, so make sure to tune in for that. I'm also gonna be live here on Tuesday and Wednesday covering severe weather, so make sure to tune in, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.